Look closely. The soldier scooped up a handful of dirt and slowly sprinkled it into a bamboo tube. After a while, an enemy soldier crawled out from inside. The soldiers immediately surrounded him and opened fire. It turned out that not long before, the enemies had hidden in the dirt to ambush the soldiers who were clearing the battlefield. They used the bamboo tube to breathe, planning to launch a surprise counterattack when the opportunity arose. However, before they could act, the officer noticed something was off. He saw the bamboo tube on the battlefield and thought it was strange. He decided to pull it out with his hand, but the tube wouldn't budge. This was definitely not normal. The officer knew he had to find out what was going on. So, in the next moment, as soon as he pulled out the bamboo tube, an enemy soldier burst out. All the soldiers quickly became alert. The officer ordered the soldiers to shoot into any bamboo tubes they saw, but that wasn't the end of it. The enemies came up with another nasty trick. They dug a hole in the trench and hid inside. After the soldiers fired into the hole, the enemies used a shield for cover and, when the soldiers weren't paying attention, secretly threw a grenade from behind. This caused heavy casualties on our side. To deal with the enemy's brutal tactics, the officer reported the situation to the brigade commander. Upon learning about it, the brigade commander immediately came up with a countermeasure. They formed several small teams to ambush around the hole and then used the same tactic against the enemy, quickly throwing grenades inside. The enemies were blown to smithereens. To make sure they were finished, the soldiers fired a few more shots into the hole. On the other side, the enemy's companions heard the noise and hurriedly tried to escape from the hole, but they didn't know that the soldiers were lying in wait. As soon as they came out, the soldiers sprayed them with flamethrowers and burned them to death. At the same time, the soldiers on the battlefield poured gasoline into the bamboo tubes to give the enemies a taste of their own medicine. In the end, the soldiers used this method to break the enemy's tactics and won a great victory. But even so, a few enemy soldiers managed to escape. One of them fled to a nearby village, hoping to hide among the villagers. However, because of his clothes, he was quickly discovered by the villagers, who chased him relentlessly. What could he do? Desperate to save his life, the enemy soldier climbed over a wall into a villager's house, thinking he could temporarily escape the villagers' pursuit. But he didn't expect what happened next. It was like jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. As soon as he turned around, a beating came his way. In the end, he was knocked to the ground by a shovel. What was surprising was that the one who beat him so fiercely was a woman.